I want you guys to understand, if you're considering, should I go to Summit or not? Never do something that you ask your coaches to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. That's one of my biggest pieces of advice. So if you want your coaches to go to Summit or to Super Saturdays, you better be going yourself. And the same thing goes for team calls. That never ask coaches to go on a national wake-up call or team calls if you're not going to go yourself. You got to be that leader in the trenches in the front. So I also have a couple of my UK friends on here. So welcome, UK friends. I see James right there. I see Gordy. Welcome, guys, to our team. And then the other thing I want to mention is that the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack is still on a promotion, which is an incredible deal. So remember that. And then, sorry, give me 1 second. At 160. And I was just having a getting started right call with my coach, Andrew. And it was just a reminder to me. He was like, oh my gosh, like $99 for Beachbody On Demand. My friend reached out to me like, it's just an incredible deal. And I was like, I hate to tell you this or sound like that guy, but when I started 6 years ago, I started someone on P90X or Insanity, and it was $120 for P90X DVDs and $119 for Shakeology. It was like literally $240 every time I wanted to start somebody on a program. So it really is an amazing deal for you guys to give somebody every program for $99 and then the challenge pack for $30. Is it $30 more now? Yeah, $30 more. They can get Shakeology as well. So take advantage of that. Show that confidence in the value that you're giving people. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker. Her name is Allison. Her topic today is success happens when your mind and your daily actions are aligned with your purpose. So Allison is a wife. She's a mom of 2, and her kids are ages 11 and 7. She's been a coach for 3 years now. She's been in Success Club 36 months consecutive. She's a Success Club 5 All-Star legend, a Success Club 10 All-Star. And if what that means is an all-star means you've been in Success Club 12 months in a row, all-star legend 24 months in a row. She's a team leader on the leadership ladder. She's 2-star qualifying. She's a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. She's certified also to teach P90X and PIO. She's founder of Team Living for Life, and their team is ranked number 92 in the entire company. Guys, there's over 400,000 coaches. Her team is number 92. And she is also a part of the Miami Market Council, which is like a voluntary role and position to help set up Super Saturdays and events in Miami. So with that being said, Allison, I'm going to pass time over to you. You are officially unmuted.
Thanks. Well, first off, thank you, Scottie. I can't even believe that I am speaking on this team call, that I am, sometimes I still have this like pinch me moment that I am even a Beachbody coach, that I'm an entrepreneur, that I own my own company. It's just really surreal for me because all of this happened at a time in my life where my life was actually spiraling out of control, and Beachbody completely saved me. My team, the opportunity, all of it. So I am just so appreciative to even be here, and thank you for having me speak on this call. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Allison Reveiz. I've been a coach for 3 years. I am a stay-at-home mom. I've been blessed enough to be at home for almost 12 years. I have always had an interest in fitness and nutrition. I actually have a degree in exercise physiology with a concentration in cardiac rehab and a minor in nutrition. But out of college, I couldn't find a job. So I went back to school and I got my teaching certification and became an elementary school teacher. I taught kindergarten and first grade for a couple of years until I got pregnant, and then I was able to stay at home. So grateful, blessed. We were one paycheck, but we were making it work. About 5 years, my daughter was 5. My life completely took this big old nosedive. You could say that my feet got swept out from under me. I lost my mom. In 2011, my mom passed away of a brainstem aneurysm. She was only 54. So in 1 second, my life changed, and I completely became depressed. And talk about just going through the motions. I was going through the motions. I was trying to be strong for my kids, and I was losing myself a little bit more every single day. I also started having panic attacks during this time, which I didn't believe. I was having panic attacks. Had never had them. It felt like a heart attack. The first one that I ever had, I actually had someone at my house fixing my microwave. My daughter was 1.5 and I was playing with her and my arms went numb and I started having chest pains. And I said to the guy, you need to call 911. I think I'm having a heart attack. By the time the ambulance came, I had hyperventilated and passed out, got to the hospital and they said, yeah, you're fine. You're having a panic attack. A couple days later, the same thing happened. I was sure that they had missed something. Wasn't a panic attack, something's wrong with my heart. So a couple of months of dealing with this and totally in denial of panic attacks, I took on, my life got swept out from me. Again, my daughter was 5, almost 6, and overnight she became a different person. 1 second. If you've never heard of PANDAS, I'm going to use this little second as an educational moment because I had never either until it rocked our world. PANDAS is the acronym stands for Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorder Associated with Strep. Yeah, it's a mouthful. My daughter was, and she's still very smart, and we're very blessed that she goes in and out of remission. But she suffered panic attacks and tics and overnight OCD and fears and irrationalizations that I can't even explain. I myself thought that it was because of me before knowing that it was because of strep throat. I thought she had seen me with my panic attacks and I was putting something on her. So here I am, just my husband travels 70% of the time for work. I'm staying at home. I'm just trying to keep my head above water. And this is pretty much the icing on the cake is I took my sister on a cruise in 2014. So I'm dealing with all of this for 3 years almost. And when I got off the boat, I took my sister on a cruise because that's something my mom would have done. My sister was 19 when I passed away. I'm 14 years older. And when I got off the boat, I couldn't stop rocking, which is normal for a couple of days. But weeks later, you're still not rocking. Now that I, still have like these heart things going on. Now I think I have a tumor because there's something going on. I go to the doctors. Long story short, another acronym I'm going to throw at you is MDDS, which is Mal-Day Debarkment Syndrome, if you haven't heard it. It is a variant of a migraine and it creates a rocking sensation. And it can be brought on by stress, boats, planes, trains, anything with extended motion. So I'm going to get to how I got involved with Beachbody right now. I started going to see an acupuncturist because I was having these tremendous headaches and I had a balance disorder with this MDDS. And my acupuncturist said to me, Allison, you need to watch what you're putting into your body, that you really need to concentrate on what you're eating. Everything starts within your gut. And that same day, God blessed me with a post in my newsfeed from my coach, Caitlin, that said she had started drinking Shakeology and it helped her with her migraines, her anxiety, and her depression. And at that moment, I was like, sign me up. I can't even tell you how much money I had spent on therapy for myself, my daughter. Just acupuncture alone, I was paying $75 a session 3 times a week. So I ordered Shakeology, no challenge pack, just Shakeology. And within 2 weeks of drinking Shakeology, my headache started to improve. And I was like, wow, this is crazy stuff. What's in here? Sign me up for the discount. I was feeling great. At the same time, I was I was a bridesmaid in my best friend from college wedding. My dress came, it was too big, I had altered, it was too small. Everyone was talking about the 21-day fix. I was like, okay, here I go. I'm already drinking Shakeology. I can do this. My balance was a little bit better. So I rocked the 21-day fix. It gave me something to focus on. I ended up getting killer results. I lost 10 pounds and 16 inches in 21 days. And I wasn't even on Facebook at the time. I kind of was on Facebook. I had 200 friends and I posted just my kids. And Caitlin asked if she could share my results. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. You can share my results. Can I tag you? Okay. Well, that same day, I had 3 people reach out to me. And they were like, what are you doing? I want to do it too. And I was like, well, I have a coach here. But remember, I was already a discount coach. So I reached out to Caitlin, like sending her my people. And she was like, no, you have a link. You can do this. I was like, what? Like, I didn't know what she was talking about. So we got on a getting started right call with her and her upline, which is Jenna. And they kind of talked to me about the coaching, and what she said was, after she explained to me, so what do you think? What do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I just know that I was feeling great, and I wanted to help people, and I wanted to pay it forward. I wanted people to feel the way that I did, because for 3 years, I could barely breathe. And for the first time in my life, I could breathe again. Getting emotional. I could breathe again. And I knew that I just wanted to pay it forward. That was my purpose. And still to this day, that is my purpose. I am blessed enough to be a stay-at-home mom. I've had 12 years with my kids. I don't have to do this. I love what I do every single day. And I have found that by sharing my journey and helping others and focusing on others and listening, and whether I'm helping someone with their weight, whether I'm helping someone with depression, anxiety, headaches, just changing their food, I found that when I focus on others, my problems became smaller. I was able to go off of Xanax, my migraine medication, and I can honestly say over the last 3 years, I can count on my hand how many panic attacks I've had when I went from having probably 1 a week before. I was like, Xanax was my candy. So the mind shift that I had was by serving others, by focusing on others, my problems became smaller. So I went from being, a discount coach to an all-in coach, and I still to this day have a lot of fears speaking on this call, just everything out of my comfort zone. But what I've learned through so much personal development is what I feel now, that anxiety and that panic is not the same thing as the anxiety and panic I have now. It's a living feeling. And if I am feeling this and pushing myself past it, I'm growing. And if I'm growing, I'm changing, then I'm always going to have something to be able to share with my challengers and with my following. So I'm going to just share with you. Now I'm going to get into my daily routine, but I am going to share with you my affirmations and my daily routine, because that's what has changed me. I am a person that needs motivation in my face. I am pretty much known for my coffee mugs and my t-shirts. I think I have a collection now of probably 200 t-shirts that I need. I put them on in the morning when I need them. Today is Faith Over Fear. This was given to me by my coach. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I literally have things everywhere that I need to hear. So I'm going to share with you, and I believe your affirmations need to change with what you need at that time. They need during your seasons, during your struggles. So right now, for the last 3 weeks, since I got this invite from Scottie, these are my affirmations. And they literally started that day. Was when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I got this feeling, and I was like, well, it's that whole fear. Face everything and run, or, face everything and rise. And I'm all about rising right now. So these are my affirmations. Allison, you are successful. Allison, Scottie invited you to speak on this call because he believes in you. He wants to hear you speak from your heart. Allison, nothing great comes from doing nothing. Allison, where God guides you, he's going to provide for you. Allison, God will help you speak and put the words into your heart that you need to say. Allison, if it's both terrifying and amazing, then you should definitely be pursuing it. Every day, probably 5 times a day since this invite, I have been reading those to myself. And here I am. And then I just have to say too, is that I really had a shift this morning in being nervous or scared of this call, because Scottie posted a video. If you haven't seen it, on his timeline, it literally put this call into perspective. And a lot of other things is that this is not hard. This is not scary. It's just a little tidbit of it about a father losing his family, some of his family, in getting hit by a drunk driver, and that's hard. And he was able to forgive, and he was able to go on. And I lost my mom, and that was hard. And I have a daughter who suffers from pandas. That's hard. My husband gets up and travels to Latin America and speaks to a lot of businessmen in front of people. That's hard. Speaking to you in my sweatpants, in my cool t-shirt, is not hard. It's growing. And I am very appreciative of this opportunity to grow. So my daily actions begin with my affirmations in the morning. I also have, because of my self-discipline through this journey, I started reading the Bible, and I, in 6 months in, I haven't missed a day, and I keep a journal, and I write down the scripture that speaks to me that day. And I don't think I've tried reading the Bible probably 6 times in my life, and this is the first time that I have been able to do it without missing a beat. So in my Bible, because it's the first thing I do the second I wake up, I take it with me. It came to Punta Cana. It travels in my backpack wherever I go with my journal, is I read this. And I think the best way for me to share my day with you is just to read what I read every single day. And it says at the very top that the secret to your success is hidden in your daily routine. Keyword daily. I wouldn't be successful in my own life, in my own journey, if I showed up every now and then, once a week, once a month. For me and for you, you need to show up daily. So this is what I read every single day. I say, "This is the day that you made, Lord. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, my strength and my Redeemer. Let everything I say and do bring glory to you. Today, I'm going to rise early because no day is long enough for a day's work. I'm going to compliment 3 people, Height of the Vardo behaviors. I'm going to make myself valuable to somebody. And I'm not going to lose an hour and spend all day looking for it because my time is important. I'm going to tackle a problem that's bigger than me, and I'm going to improve in some area by watching a YouTube video. I'm going to go from thinking TGIF to TGIT. Thank God it's today. I'm going to take 3 actions outside of my comfort zone, and I'm going to give thanks every single day for daily bread. I'm going to leave someone a little bit better than I found them, and I'm going to give my best time of day to you right now, communion with God. I'm going to find something every day to do differently, and I'm going to live by the golden rule so I'll never have to apologize for my actions tomorrow. I know that the place to be is right now, here, and the time to be happy is now. I can't take another minute for granted. Judge this day not by the harvest, but by the seeds I plant." My purpose, I don't believe that post showed up by accident in my newsfeed that day. I believe that my purpose is God's will and to serve others. And my purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives. And the only way that I can do that, honestly, is by sharing my journey and being me. So if I can go from being depressed and anxious and suffering from panic attacks, to truly feeling blessed to be alive and to go back and think about the things that I've lived through and I've grown from, and they've made me stronger. You know, losing my mom is the hardest thing that I've ever done. But so many little things and little messages have come from losing my mom. If I wouldn't have become depressed, if I wouldn't have panic attacks, if I wouldn't have this, all those things wouldn't have led me to where I am now, to have a team, to be able to share my journey and inspire others. Even though it sucked and it still sucks, I know that there's a bigger purpose for it. And that's what I've learned. And now, today, it begins with my daily routine and being focused. How little by little, learning every single day to love myself a little bit. So if you can align yourself to your goals, your purpose, and your bigger vision, your life can shift. I know that. You need to come up with a daily routine that's in line with your purpose, whether it is to become an elite coach, whether it's to help as many people as possible, whether it's to bring your spouse home, whatever your purpose is, you need to create daily action steps that are in line with that purpose. And that's going to bring you closer to your goal, no matter the circumstances that are going to come up in your life, because life is going to happen. I mean, in 3 years, my life has not been perfect since becoming a coach. I've had a lot of ups and downs. My daughter has been in and out of remission. I myself am still rocking to this day. Punta Cana has brought out the flight, has rocking, so computer is a struggle for me, but I found other ways to go around it. And that's the other thing, is I'm not in my bed with the covers pulled up over my head. I'm fighting for my life, because now I know the difference. And now I want to set an example for my children, that they don't see their mom with the covers up on Xanax. They see their mom, and they're old enough now, and it started young enough, thankfully, that I think that that's what they're going to remember. Life happens. We all have two choices. You know, we have the positive, the negative, the good, the bad, and you choose. We all have that same choice. We all know what we should be doing. It's not always easy. So figure out your purpose, envision it, create your plan, and write it down. Look at it every day, read it every day. And as long as you yourself are growing and changing and challenging yourself daily, you're always going to have something to share, especially during your struggles, because that's when everyone is waiting for you to give up. They're waiting for you. Unfortunately, that's the way society is. They're, especially with the program, you know, when you're advertising Beachbody and it's out there, they're waiting for you to fail. Don't let them. Have a game plan, have a action plan, a daily list, that when life happens, you can go back and almost go on autopilot when you need to, and keep moving forward. Live each minute unapologetically, because once that minute is gone, you're never going to get it back. And all it takes is 1 single second that can change your life. 1 second, I lost my mom. 1 second, my daughter was diagnosed with PANDAS. 1 second, I was diagnosed with MDDS. I could be a very different person than I am now, but I have chose, because of this opportunity, to fight. And remember that it might take you 5 years to reach your goal, but as long as you are living purposely, then it's okay. Because when you know, it might take someone 2 years, and you just need to put your blinders up and remind yourself that this is your journey, your race, you're living, and you're walking in your own shoes, and that as long as you're growing and moving forward, you are successful. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for the butterflies and giving me the chance to share my story. And wow.
You're so welcome, Allison. That was an amazing call. The comments were blowing up in the Zoom group chat, so you'll have to go back and read them.
I have to look at them.
Yeah, well, I have to read through them, but absolutely amazing. I took some notes. You have a powerful story, and we're each proud of you for sharing that and overcoming, and that's inspiring to other people. And I know that there's people on this call that are going through and have gone through some things similar to you, and people that will listen to this recording, and you have given them the courage to fight and move forward with it. I just have to tell you, when you shared your affirmations about being worried or nervous about this call, you made me tear up. I was trying to hide it a little bit. I'm glad I didn't have to talk right there. But it just goes back, I just want you to know that you helped me realize a little bit more of my purpose, because my purpose is to see you and everybody on this call living their purpose and finding that. So thanks for sharing that with us. We're each going to walk away from here with a more clear vision and purpose for our life, create daily action steps, and read those each and every day. I love how committed you've been to reading your Bible and journaling. It just shows the discipline in your life. And it's no surprise to me that you are at where you're at with your team, because you put other people first, and you're overcoming your fears and facing them. So thank you, Allison. That was absolutely amazing. Everybody that was on this call, if you believe this will help somebody in your life, please share Allison's story with them.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be on here.
Yes, and we are grateful that you took that time and gave it to us today, Allison. We'll see you guys all next week.